Welcome back to So Let's Play, where we break all dimensions to give cassettes an extra side. In this episode, we will be doing all 8 C-sides in one sitting, starting with the first one, Forsaken City. It's pretty challenging, doesn't it? Okay, that was just garbage. I don't know what to say about that one. This is pretty challenging gameplay, which I guess is obvious from a C-side, but like, honestly, the C-sides are probably the peak of difficulty in Celeste, if you don't include Goldens, which we just... Oh, that's the end of the level. Sadly, the C-sides do not have heart names, or unique ending sounds, but they do have a unique heart colored sound. Next, Old Site. Probably the easiest one, if I'm being honest. Also, yeah, there's a lot of dream blocks here. And it does teach you a new tech, dream grabbing. Ouch. I love how pretty the yellow hearts look. What was that? I dream hypered into the heart, bounced off of the heart, and then landed in the spikes. That is hilarious. Also, the C-sides sadly do not have unique tracks. Not this time. Honestly, Celeste is so fun that I could probably do, like, all the C-sides in a row deathless if I wanted to, but I don't want to. Now we're getting into the harder ones. Celestial Resort. This room is a lot harder than I made it look, I'm gonna be honest. Some say 3C is their least favorite C-side, and that's their opinion, so I can't really change it. But honestly, I really dislike 6C more, which you'll see why when we get to it. Oh boy, it's Oshiro. Or should I say, oh shit knows. I hate this guy. As a character, he's alright, but I just don't like him as an entity. So a common theme with C-sides, in case you couldn't notice already, is that all of the rooms are either the 2 short rooms at the start, or one really long final room. Which I guess makes sense. Fun fact, you can dash down into Oshiro, and it makes it more consistent. Like that. Man, I'm making all these C-sides look really easy, but in actuality, they are terrible to play for the first time. But you could probably guess that just by looking at them. Next. In my opinion, the hardest room of 4C is actually the second one, which is this one. I have no idea what I'm doing. Apparently not very well, though. Garbage. Here's a conversation topic for you folks at home. What's your least favorite type of wind in Celeste? Because currently, we're going right crazy, which is even stronger than right strong. That's it for the conversation, I think. Anyway, I beat 4C, which is nice. Isn't it weird how the cassettes all have 3 sides instead of 2 sides, like you would expect from them? 1C First Room is one of the harder ones as well. Luckily, I got it semi-consistent. Crap. 5C is awesome. It's such a cool level. Except for that wall bounce specifically. Which, yes, the C-sides do have wall bounces. You're expected to know them after beating 7B, and you can only unlock the C-sides after beating all the B-sides. Also, fun fact, it's not just beating 8B. If you use a cheat mode file to skip the heart gate and get to 8B, you actually need to beat all of the C-sides. Or something like that. Not cheat mode, debug mode, Jesus. If you use cheat mode, you just unlock the C-sides. Oops. 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 Anyway, the game is coded so that you need to beat all the A-sides and B-sides of a campaign before any C-sides will unlock. And I think the same is true with Goldens, maybe? But honestly, I'm not sure about that one. Fun fact about 6C's final room, the Kevin is very creatively placed, but also there's a change respawn trigger right here. So if you die to these bumpers, you get to start over from that point instead of the Kevin section. Which I find very nice. In other news, next we're going to move on to the hardest level in the game. At least in terms of raw difficulty, not quite length. 7C. Oof. Alright. The first room is probably one of my favorite rooms in all of Vanilla. Same with the final room. Like, look at that. It's so smooth. Wall bounces that don't suck. The second room is questionable. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's fine. But the final room is very difficult. It's sometimes called the hardest room in the game. Or at least the vanilla game. Look at all this precision you need to do. I'm thinking about it too much and kind of freaking out a bit. I did that first try. Oops. It's hard to believe that it's over, isn't it? Funny how we get attached to the struggle. Promise me that you'll take care of yourself, okay? Well, what are you waiting for? I beat the hardest level. Now let's go to the other hardest level, 8C, which for a while was considered the finale of the game. Until Farewell came out. That's a lot of hearts. New tech, Hyper. I call it Hyper Dash, but a lot of people call it Hyper. But you dash, so although you also jump, so it could be called a Hyper Jump. Anyway, point is, 8C is funny. Here's the final room. It is one of the widest in the game. Yes, you heard me. Wide, as in horizontally tall. Crap. Somehow I'm not used to this level after all this time. At least I got those bumpers consistent. That's one of the harder parts. Notice I didn't hold grab there. Hi, Kevin. I went for a risky approach and it paid off. Because now the lava ice, the sandwich lava is slightly lower than it was before. Caw! And there we go. That's all the Seasides. What a ride that was. That was really fun. And somehow it took less time than a single half of 7A, which is hilarious. Alright. Alright. On the next episode, we will not be tackling Farewell. I know, you're probably shocked at this, but we have 2 episodes of unfinished business to do first. Alright. That was fun. I'll see you in the next one.